Once upon a time, in a little cottage that stood between green meadows and silver streams, there lived a boy named Jack and his gentle mother. The cottage was small, their clothes were plain, and their meals were simple, but their hearts were filled with love and hope. Every morning, Jack would wake to the sound of chirping birds and dream of adventures far beyond the misty hills. But times had grown hard. The crops no longer grew, the hens laid no eggs, and the cow that had once given milk had stopped giving even a drop. Jack's mother sighed often, her hands weary from spinning yarn and baking bread that never quite filled their stomachs. One morning, as sunlight trickled through their window, Jack's mother said softly, "Jack, my dear, we have nothing left to eat. The cow must go to the market. Sell her and bring home enough coins so we may live a little longer." Jack, though young, was kind and brave. He patted their old cow, Daisy, and whispered, "Don't worry, Daisy. I'll find you a good home, and maybe something wonderful will happen today." He kissed his mother's hand and set off toward the market road. The path wound through golden fields and shaded woods. Jack hummed a tune as he walked, imagining knights, castles, and faraway lands. Halfway down the road, he met a strange little man with twinkling eyes and a long silver beard. The man carried a small pouch that jingled softly as he walked. "Good day, young traveler. Where are you headed with that fine cow?" "To the market, sir," Jack replied politely. "I must sell her to help my mother." "Sell her?" said the man, chuckling. "Ah, but what if I offered you something far more precious than gold?" Jack blinked in surprise. "More precious than gold?" The man nodded and opened his palm. Inside lay 5 shimmering beans, each glowing faintly as though holding tiny sparks of starlight. "These are magic beans. Plant them before the moon rises, and by morning they will grow into something beyond your wildest dreams." Jack stared at the beans. They were smooth, glowing softly with strange colors: emerald, violet, gold, sapphire, and rose. Something deep inside him whispered that this was destiny. "Magic beans?" he asked curiously. "Truly magic?" The man smiled, eyes twinkling. "As true as your heart, young Jack. But remember, only those who believe in wonder will see the magic unfold." Jack hesitated only a moment before saying, "All right, sir. I'll trade Daisy for the beans." The man bowed and handed him the 5 glowing seeds. "Plant them tonight and trust the magic." Then, as quickly as a breeze, he vanished into the woods. Jack skipped home, heart pounding with excitement. "Mother, mother, look what I got!" he cried, bursting into the cottage. His mother turned, hopeful. "Oh, Jack, you sold Daisy?" "Yes," Jack beamed, "and not for coins, for magic beans." The smile faded from her face. "Magic beans?" she repeated, her voice trembling with disbelief. "Jack, how could you? We needed food, not foolish dreams." In anger and despair, she snatched the beans from his hand and threw them out the window. They fell into the soft earth beneath the moonlight. "Now to bed, Jack," she said wearily. "We shall think of something else tomorrow." And so, with a heavy heart, Jack lay in bed, gazing out the window, watching the moonlight touch the ground where the beans had fallen. He whispered to himself, maybe he was right. Maybe magic is real. That night, the wind sang softly around the cottage, and the stars gleamed brighter than ever. By dawn, the world outside had changed. When Jack awoke, golden light filled his room. He looked out the window and gasped. Where the beans had fallen, a gigantic beanstalk had grown, stretching high above the clouds. Its leaves were broad as sails, its vines glittering with morning dew like strings of diamonds. "Jack, Mother, look!" he shouted, running outside. "It's a beanstalk! To the sky!" His mother stood in awe, unable to speak. The stalk shimmered, reaching so high that its top vanished into the clouds. Jack's heart raced. "There's something up there," he said softly. "I can feel it." Before his mother could stop him, Jack began to climb. Hand over hand, he climbed higher and higher, through the mist and sunlight, until the ground below disappeared completely. The air grew cooler, filled with the scent of clouds and magic. At last, he reached the top, and what he saw made his eyes widen in wonder. Before him lay a vast land of soft clouds and golden fields, and in the distance stood a magnificent castle, its towers glittering like crystal, its gates guarded by statues of lions and eagles. He stepped onto the cloudy ground, amazed. "So this is where the beanstalk leads," he whispered. As he approached the castle, he saw a kind-faced woman standing by the gate, wearing a silver gown and a crown of morning mist. "Good day, young traveler," she said. "What brings you to the land of clouds?" "I climbed the beanstalk. I just wanted to see what was at the top." Her eyes softened. "You are brave, but be careful. This castle belongs to a giant, and he is not fond of visitors." "A giant?" Jack's heart skipped. "A real one?" "Yes," she whispered. "He is fierce, and his voice shakes the sky. But his wife is kind. You may find her in the kitchen. Go there if you seek shelter." Jack thanked her and slipped quietly inside. The castle halls were enormous, pillars as wide as tree trunks, chairs taller than him, and a fireplace big enough for a whole family to live in. He found the kitchen where a gentle giantess was preparing breakfast. When she saw Jack, she frowned kindly. "Oh dear, what are you doing here, little one? If my husband finds you, he'll surely eat you for breakfast." Jack trembled. "Please, ma'am, I'm hungry. I climbed the beanstalk and haven't eaten since yesterday." She sighed. "Poor boy, come in quickly." She gave him bread and milk. "But hide, my husband is coming." The ground began to shake. Boom, boom, boom. A thunderous voice roared, "Fee, fi, ho, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." Jack hid inside a copper kettle, holding his breath. The giant entered, huge, fearsome, with hair like straw and eyes like burning coals. He sniffed the air. "Wife, I smell a boy." "Nonsense," she said, trying to distract him. "You smell the stew I'm cooking." The giant grunted, sat at the table, and began to eat. Afterwards, he opened a great chest filled with gold coins. He counted them slowly, his voice rumbling like thunder. Then, satisfied, he fell asleep. Jack slipped out of hiding and crept toward the chest. His heart thumped wildly. "Just one bag," he whispered. "It will save my mother." He lifted a small sack of gold and hurried away, climbing down the beanstalk as fast as he could. When he reached the ground, his mother gasped with joy. "Jack, you're safe! And what is that?" "Gold, Mother! Real gold! The beanstalk led to a castle in the sky." For many weeks, the gold kept them well-fed and happy. But one day, Jack looked up at the clouds and wondered what else might be up there. Curiosity sparkled in his eyes once more. "I'll climb again," he told his mother. "There may be more than gold up there, something wonderful." She begged him not to go, but the pull of the music was too strong.
Once more, Jack climbed the beanstalk into the sky. The castle was quiet when he arrived. The giantess looked worried. "Oh, Jack, you mustn't. My husband grows angrier each time. I'll be careful," he promised. He hid as the giant came home, roaring the familiar words, "Fee, fi, fo, fum." He sat, ate, and then brought out a golden hen and said, "Lay." The hen clucked and laid a shining golden egg. Jack's eyes widened. A hen that lays golden eggs, that could feed us forever. When the giant fell asleep, Jack darted out and grabbed the hen. She fled, and Jack hurried down the beanstalk. His mother could hardly believe her eyes. "Oh, Jack, she's beautiful." "Yes, Mother, and watch," Jack whispered.
Lay! The hen laid a golden egg that glowed like the sun. They were rich beyond dreams, but Jack's heart still felt curious. What else was hidden in the clouds? Days passed, and Jack's dreams were filled with music. Gentle, beautiful harp music that seemed to call him from the sky. "There's one more treasure," he told his mother. "I can hear it singing." She begged him not to go, but the pull of the music was too strong. Once more, Jack climbed the beanstalk into the sky. The castle was quiet when he arrived. The giantess looked worried. "Jack, you mustn't. My husband grows angrier each time." "I will be careful," he promised. He hid as the giant came home, roaring the familiar words, "Fee, fi, fo, fum." The giant sat, ate, and then brought out a golden harp. When he said, "Play," the harp began to sing on its own, a melody so soft and sweet that it made Jack's heart ache. When the giant fell asleep, Jack crept forward and took the harp. But the harp cried out suddenly, "Master, master!" The giant awoke with a roar, "Thief, stop!" Jack ran as the castle shook behind him. The giant's footsteps thundered closer and closer as Jack reached the edge of the clouds and scrambled down the beanstalk. The stalk swayed wildly as the giant began to climb after him. "Mother!" Jack shouted, "Bring me the axe!" His mother, terrified, ran outside. Jack reached the ground just as the giant's huge hand appeared through the clouds. Without hesitation, Jack swung the axe. Chop! The stalk shuddered. Chop! It creaked and cracked. With one last mighty swing, the stalk split apart. The beanstalk crashed to the ground, but the giant safely returned to his castle in the clouds. There, he and his gentle wife lived happily with another golden hen, their days filled with peace and golden light. Jack stood panting, holding the golden harp that still played softly in his arms. His mother hugged him tightly, tears of relief in her eyes. "Oh, my brave boy," she whispered, "you've saved us." The golden hen laid her heavenly eggs, the harp sang gentle songs each night, and Jack and his mother lived in peace. Their little cottage glowed with light and laughter once more. But Jack never forgot the lessons of the beanstalk about courage, kindness, and believing in magic. And sometimes, when the wind blew softly through the hills, he would look up at the clouds and smile, knowing that somewhere above, a land of wonder still floated among the stars. And so, they lived happily ever after in a cottage filled with music, golden light, and dreams that reached the sky.